All right. Well, welcome everybody.
No comment.
We will kick today off with the recap session. Susan was gone last time. Susan, did you get caught up or not?
No.
Okay.
What? I thought that's what you were doing, Scott.
I was gonna, but that didn't happen because other
right.
things happened instead.
Well, listen closely to this recap. Then.
I'm listening. Here I am.
All right. So we picked up where we ended the previous session with the Grizzled Guardians enjoying an evening at the Hosey Kathleen Inn. Isolde believed she had some contacts that might be able to help out with the investigation and went to meet with them. Risk also slipped away from the inn to do a little preliminary investigation of the blast site.
It didn't come to much.
At the Hosey Kathleen, Cario put on an impressive show to amuse the locals and increase their opinion of the party. He was very successful at this, with the exception of a table of angry-looking farmers. The farmers brought the mood down by challenging the Grizzled Guardians to a fight outside. Melf sent one of the halfling barmaids to fetch the warden and asked the Guardians not to kill anyone. The Grizzled Guardians didn't take the bait, despite the jeers from the assembled group of farmers out in the street. Eventually, the warden arrived and sent the disgruntled farmers home. The party then retired upstairs, where they pooled the information that they had gained so far and explored the room that Revan had stayed in before his arrest for clues. They
Side
discovered...
note, Risk, to this day, does not know that thing with the farmers happened. Not even
That's
about.
true. Yeah.
He was gone for all of that.
I was off on a wild goose chase.
We would have recapped that the next morning, though, I feel like.
I probably wouldn't have remembered it, but sure.
There's like, I don't know, there were people, they were mad. We don't know why. It was growling. I ignored it because it was human growling, which is lame.
No, I wanted to go out and fight them, but
Yeah.
wouldn't let me. You said I might kill them, and I might have. So,
while exploring the room that formerly was occupied by Revan, the party discovered evidence that the window leading outside had been pried open sometime during the past 2 months. Risk explored the scene of the blast, but was not able to isolate any footprints of suspects. The area around the blast had been pretty trampled by guards in the aftermath of the event. While taking a look at a dying tree, Risk found evidence that whatever had caused the blast had burned the bark and continued to burn inward towards the core of the tree. The fire damage was much deeper than he expected to find from a fireball spell. Once he returned to the inn, he shared his findings with the party. The next morning, the Grizzled Guardians talked to Melf a bit more and then went to interview Revan. They learned that he found out from Dark Bishop Tyrannus Chigir a couple months back about his heritage. Revan initially came here in a misguided attempt to hurt the family he never knew for abandoning him as a baby, but over the weeks he discovered that his mother and stepfather were surprisingly accepting towards him. While they told him they were not amending the line of succession for Redmane to include him, they would work to get him named as the Baron of Blightgate. Further, regardless of how that worked out, he would be set up with a very decent inheritance in cash, and they hoped he would find a place here in Redmane. The night of the murder, Revan admitted to drinking too much and confronting the Baroness and Baron in his impatience to share his heritage with the world and to be truly accepted as a member of the family. He knows it was a rash action and ill-advised. He had no memory of what happened between his arrest and when he woke up next to 2 dead guards. He had injuries he believed to be consistent with fire damage from a splash effect. He is also fairly certain he did not kill the Baron because all his fireball spells were still available to him when he woke up. The party also gained...
I'm gonna ask a question. This was the party went and talked to him directly?
Yes, in the jail.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
The party also gained a list of evidence that the warden had accumulated against their clients, and they discovered some surprising information. It seems there was some sort of attempt on the lives of Cab and Merle the night of the assassination attempt, which is something that Cab had not mentioned in their initial interview of him. The morning is passing quickly, and the Grizzled Guardians headed back to the Hosey Kathleen for lunch and a tour of the crime scenes with Captain Bren Westwood and Lady Alissa Thornfield. The mystery around the murder of Baron Thornfield and his son Broughton continues to get deeper. Can the Grizzled Guardians uncover the truth behind the assassination and defend their client's innocence? Or are the brave adventurers in over their heads?
I mean, probably.
Now, this is our lucky 13th session
Oh,
of
good.
the Redmane conspiracy. Well, not the Redmane conspiracy, but
would
our 13th
like to-
session in the play.
I would like to, as I do every session of this particular arc, remind the party that while it is nice if we come to some sort of truthful revelation or whatever, we're not actually like, whether or not we break this case, we actually get the thing that leads us to our actual this is side quest town.
You get paid either way.
Scott,
Wait,
so
wait.
since I was only gone in the evening, what do you want me to do with me during the day while everybody's wandering around questioning people?
You could have just been quiet in the background,
Okay.
or you
We'll
could have
call
been
it
doing
that.
something else. It's up to
Like
you.
I'm observing and thinking deeply.
Yes, deep thoughts about your
Adventures.
yes, indeed.
So-
All right.
Before we catch lunch with the whatchamacallits.
People.
Yeah. I'm just gonna lay something out here that's probably unprovable, but probably true. That we're all, I assume, thinking the same thing.
Oh, I'm sure I am.
All right.
What's that?
Except for little one, because this don't have nothing to do with anything to eat.
Little one could give two bear shits about this whole scenario.
Speaking of which, y'all's cleans up your own room. Anyway, but so the attack was alchemical. We've seen that. We've seen so much evidence about it. Sparky the Wonder Hamster there is a fireball man, and if he'd done it, he would have done it with fireball. So he probably didn't done it.
Well, unless he has abilities he's unaware of, which is possible. I mean, he was raised by the
That's the
Asmodeans.
sort of thing that happens with spells, though, not potions, general speaking.
Say more. What do you mean?
Listen, we've been looking at the murder weapon. Murder weapon's life is almost certainly alchemical in nature, right?
Okay.
Alchemical is something you got to do on purpose. Nobody accidentally grinds up gunpowder. Nobody accidentally makes alchemist fire. Now, if this was a spell,
But he did make alchemist fire.
he did on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
However, this wasn't quite alchemist fire.
Oh,
Unless
was-
he's like a sleeper and he's been given something to use and he doesn't know
I mean,
about it.
he
because
was
he's
under care of the Church of Asmodeus.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. But like as not, listen, there's a pretty good chance that this is some sort of frame-up job by one of the kids looking to get an early promotion. In which case, it ain't gonna fly. The Baroness ain't gonna rule against her own kids. So, like, we should do the job, but be ready for it to.
It's also possible it was him.
Don't get too emotionally involved in this part of the job, right?
It's also possible he did it, but he wasn't in control of himself, that he was sent here to be an assassin by the Church of Asmodeus.
Then why wouldn't they have him use his damn fireballs?
Because they didn't necessarily want everyone to know it was him. You know what I mean? Like, if he's sent as
That
an
is some slippery
assassin,
shit.
but not... I mean, it just depends on how much they were worried about losing their asset and also covering for what was happening.
Did you stretch before reaching that far?
Well, so I haven't had a chance to talk to you about the conversation that I had with my contacts. Where are we having this conversation? Because I'm feeling like this needs to be had.
oh, in the middle of town square, in the
Well, in
busiest.
which case, never mind. I'm not going to tell you shit.
Well,
front of the
historically
microphone.
speaking, we've been having these conversations upstairs.
Yeah.
It's where the previous versions of these conversations have took place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in our rooms, right?
So here's what I'm going to say. This is not a secure enough location for me to tell you what I know. What I know, we need to be in a really secure space.
So
Right.
on our way to the undead Baron's place, basically.
I would say we need to be in a space where we can confirm that we are not being overheard, because What I found out is
Yeah,
significant.
I am not that involved in this particular. Like, it's fine if we solve it.
Let's go to the
Kudos.
festival grounds. It's just north of
Perfect.
town. It's got to be flat. We can see people coming or going if they're
Perfect.
in the area. Otherwise,
Excellent
it'll take some distance.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk where there's walls that someone could be on the other
So,
side.
like, we'll do due diligence, but
Do.
eh.
Nah.
All right.
I have a
you
quick
guys-
question.
Yeah,
So B is where they were killed, right?
that's the blast site. Yes.
And then where were they coming from?
The fairgrounds, as far as you know,
And that
which
D?
is now D that was just revealed. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go ahead and flip over to the fairgrounds.
Wait, why do you have a map of this? I'm
I
suspicious
have a
already.
map of everything.
A
I'm
map?
having so much fun with my mapping software. I create maps for absolutely everything. It's
That's
This
funny.
too
this
much
is a
fun.
likely story, and yet at the same time, I believe it.
Like, I'm actually now that's an explanation that I can absolutely, like, I
You
understand
can get
that
on board with
motivation.
that one, huh?
Yeah.
And also, if later he needs it for attacking us, he's got it now.
Exactly.
It's
It's a
just
wide
handy.
open space. Yes.
Two birds, right?
Two birds with one stone. That's right. So I'm collecting. So I find a lot of maps that are sort of what I want, but it's usually missing something. So I found it
Mhm.
much more fun to just create my own. This one is actually one I found online. It's pretty easy to find a wide open space.
Oh yeah,
map.
like a grassland
So,
is pretty easy.
right,
There's
it's-
tons of them. Yep.
I didn't have to spend my time to create this, but it did what I wanted to. It's green, but it's got some torn up spots or pressed down spots where there was lots of traffic and booths set up and stuff. It works. So yeah, it's as you enter the fairgrounds area north of Redmane, yes, it is a wide open space. It's clear that there's been a lot of traffic here sometime in the past couple weeks. You can see the spots where grass is kind of depressed or dying from various booths that were set up or tents that were set up. There was a lot of foot traffic. Grass is
friends
just
was
kinda
over
starting to
there.
come back. So,
It don't make it special. We're all depressed and dying.
Wow.
okay. So
Okay.
you're here. You have a little bit of time before your lunch date with Alissa Thornfield and Captain Bren.
So what I
And-
know,
There is no one around currently.
Okay.
what I know is that the Baron was involved with the Free Isger movement. Isger? So with an
Isger.
N or without an N?
It's no N. There's no N. in Isger.
Isger. And he was deeply involved with that. And he was also getting pressure from the Asmodeans to upgrade their small Asmodean chapel?
Shrine. Yeah.
Shrine to a full temple. And he was resisting that. And the envoys that were sent to encourage that upgrade, one of them, the envoy, didn't make it back. They just got killed by outlaws? Bandits? Someone knows. And the next group just wasn't very successful. And it's very likely that the Asmodeans were onto the fact that the Baron was at least involved with the Free Isger movement, if not more than that, and that he was taken out for that reason. The fact that our defendant was raised in the Asmodean orphanage makes it very likely that he was used as a pawn. Not necessarily that he killed him, but that it certainly adds to the the other thing I know is that there are some really important papers that were in the Baron's office that are missing, and nobody knows who has them, But if we can find them, the Free Isger movement would really appreciate getting them. And there would be some compensation for us if we can find them. Nobody knows who has them.
You got my attention now.
Also, the Baron did have a Ring of Resurrection, but it was not used. And there was, Scott, I want you to notice what I am and am not saying. There was an effort made so that he could not be resurrected by people who would want to glean information from him. A spell was cast to keep him in peaceful repose instead of being resurrected by his enemies in order to glean information from him. So both bodies were incredibly badly damaged in the blast. So it would have been closed casket no matter what. There were only pieces left of both the Baron and his son. But you can, if you have a powerful enough resurrect spell, bring him back. The ring wouldn't have done it. It wouldn't have been a powerful enough spell because of the level of damage done. But that doesn't mean he couldn't have been resurrected. There were friends of his that intervened and cast a spell to keep him from being resurrected by anybody who might have wanted to get information from him. So those are the things I know.
How did
Some of you have purchased these resurrection ring contracts, and some of you understood what you were signing and maybe read the fine print and the conditions. Some of you are bears and did neither of those things. But but for those of you who may have read the terms and conditions,
No.
so number one term is your body has to be brought to the temple. They don't come to you. Condition number two is the body has to be mostly intact for the resurrection to take effect. It is the 5th level resurrect ritual. There you can cast it at higher levels, and you can so like starting at 7th level slot, it can restore with just a piece of the body, and then eventually at like the 9th level spot, you can cast it with only having the name of the individual or having interacted with them once. But so if they were in pieces, the resurrection contract wouldn't have worked.
Right. The ring itself, though, wasn't found in his remains. Is that correct, Scott?
It wasn't mentioned if it was found or not.
Okay.
How did they identify the bodies?
I don't know. Do I know that?
That was never mentioned.
Yeah. We need to find that out, I think.
Scott, and do I know enough about the spell that they cast to know if that would have helped them identify?
Probably not. Well, you can roll a religion check.
I will do that. Hold on. I mean, it sounded like from the conversation I had, they were sure it was him. But let me see if I have a thought about why I think that's true. Do I need to?
There's nothing in the spell itself that would have helped them confirm the body. Likely, it would have had to have been found by personal objects that were that may have survived the blast. Possibly like a signet ring or something like that, even if it survived partially and it's not to tell. Or it could just be that they're missing and
This is their carriage and these bodies are here.
Where else would they go, right?
No, it's not a bad point that maybe they're alive somewhere.
Could have faked their own death. It's possible.
It's an
Somebody
interesting.
got blown up. You're not sure, basically, how they know it's them or if they know it's them.
It's a really good question that I might have to go back and ask some questions about, because how do they know it was him? I mean, that's something we could also ask today when we're getting more information. How do they know it was? Because I'm assuming the investigation, not just my contacts, but that like the Baroness and her people have reason to believe it's them.
Mhm.
I wouldn't think that they'd just be like, it was because they were in this carriage. That seems plausible.
So the resurrection ring thing, it's tuned to your body. Is there somehow, like, can they tell through that whose ring it is, or are they just assuming that it's his ring?
So once again, there are a couple of you that have signed this deal and wore the rings. It is known that when you purchase the contract, you also have to sign in. So you can't just take someone's ring and show up and try to use it. It has to match the name that's on the contract. And each ring is identifiable with the name on the contract. So if the magical ring survived, which likely they would have as magical items, they're a lot more durable than other items are. If they survived and if they were taken to the temple, that would be one way that they could at least confirm that the rings belonged to them. It might not confirm that the remains were theirs, but that those were the rings that they were worn by them.
Bear paw. Watch it. Hey, I have ring. I heard. Did they say? Oh, they know where you are if you wear ring. Yes.
Correct. Yep.
Is wear ring now?
Good question. I don't know.
They know if still alive. Yes.
If they're wearing the ring,
Probably.
yes.
Yeah. So how we find that out?
So here's the question: if I was gonna kill you,
No.
no, I'm not gonna. I'm saying if I was gonna kill someone who had a ring,
Oh. Yeah.
I took them down to the point where they needed the ring to stabilize them. Then if I take the ring off of the person who's unconscious, now I can kill them. I mean, I can do that anyway because the ring and the body have to come back to the temple to be used for a full resurrection.
I say if we ask how we get permission to ask about ring, maybe they're not dead. Ring could tell where they are.
Right? This
That
is an
would
important
be-
question. Like, how do we know that they know these were the people who died?
You would have to talk to either the warden or the baroness or someone that would have
Yeah.
made identification.
Do we have an appointment to talk to the warden today?
You do not currently. You have
Oh,
an appointment to. You're spending the afternoon with Alissa Thornfield and Captain Bren. They're going to walk you
Oh.
through the crime scenes.
Okay.
Um,
They might know, but we should ask people who
Yep.
for sure know.
Otherwise, it would take a trip back to Logos probably to, if they would even give you the information, which they've said that client confidentiality is an important thing. So you would probably need, at the very minimum, permission from the Baroness, written permission, or her presence.
Well, let's
to
check
confirm.
with the people we talked to today and then see if we can talk to the Baroness. And I can check with my contacts to say, how do you know this was the person? It didn't occur to me to ask them. I assumed that they would know, but now that we think about the situation and the condition of the remains, it may be. Maybe these guys aren't dead.
Maybe.
My contacts seemed fairly confident that they were dead. And they couldn't say for sure whether or not this new heir did it, but that if he did, it's very possible he was acting either as an agent of, whether known or unknown, of Asmodeus, of the Church of Asmodeus, or it could have just been that he was tired of waiting.
Pretty difficult with him drugged and unconscious.
Wait, say that again, Chris. He's not awake? What do you mean?
There was a witness that saw him get injected with a dart or something.
Okay,
In the
I missed
room.
that. So okay, that's me catching up. That was Susan catching up, as Ald was paying attention. Susan was gone.
Anything else here at the fairgrounds, or do you want to head to the Posey Kaplan?
Anybody else have any questions for me? That's what I know.
Yeah. Suppose you can't tell us who cast the spell to keep his body from talking.
So, he was working with the Free Isgar movement, and that movement is connected to my church,
Okay.
and clerics from my church are the ones who cast that spell
Gotcha.
and who were working with him. It's not like really a mystery that if you know anything about my faith, which probably bears don't, but that my goddess is for freedom and things, and so it wouldn't be a shock to find out that I'm connected to a church that's in favor of Free Isgar.
have
I
no
feel like
idea.
have we talked about that as a party who's on board with what?
You have not.
No,
I
we have
didn't
not.
think so.
No.
No,
That's
We-
like,
I
yeah.
asked as characters what your opinion was between if you sided on Isger independence or not, or if you were somewhere in between. So I kind of know how PCs feel about the various things, but as a
Isgar.
party, you have never had a conversation about.
Anyone who
About it.
is confused doesn't understand the situation.
Say more about what you mean by that, Riz.
It's
Are you
Isgar.
new? You're all right. We have not talked about this as a group before. So I just want to, I mean, I don't know that any of you would be surprised to learn that I'm in favor of Free Isgar, but I also am not.
but you're so subtle.
Huh?
But you're so subtle.
Yeah, no, I don't do subtle. But that doesn't mean you have to agree with me in order for us to be in a group together. I just yeah.
I want to know what Gar's thoughts are on this.
Gar is not well versed in the intricacies of human politics.
I do not know if. Listen, I think maybe coinage is one of the subjects that should be mastered before we move on to the sovereignty of nations.
Yeah, he knows that you guys talk about this. Isgard, something,
He doesn't even
And-
know where it is. Like,
and that it's like it seems like it's a place, but
I am good at a limited number of things. A primer level introduction to the modern Galarian nation state is unfortunately not one of those things.
Yeah.
So it's probably worthwhile for me to say, if you are strongly opposed to this, then this is Susan realizing, like
please.
Scott's like, Susan, back yourself into a thing that she did. No, I think you know, if you're opposed to a Free Isgard, then probably you won't want to take this sort of side quest to the side quest. And I'm all right with that, but we should talk about it and be above board about it. I'm gonna tell you where I stand because, but again, like Cario has said, I'm not subtle about that.
I'm a mercenary.
Fair.
Yep.
I'll help the pretty clerk lady.
Which means y'all's never going to be broken Isgar.
Yeah.
What about
I
Shadow
have
Lady?
no strong feelings about Isgarian sovereignty. I got them out of my system a while back. However, I do worry about a little something called mission creep.
Everything is fine, Jesse.
Mhm.
There's no side quests piling up at all.
This is
None at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got like something in our
Remember,
basement.
this is a stepping stone to our actual job.
Which you've brought up before, that our actual job is
I
not to
keep
defend
bringing
this
it up
kid.
because
Yep.
repetition aids retention.
So not everyone has the same permissions to see things, but I'm looking at the quests in process tab of the quest log, and there are 5 different quests going on right now.
My
various
point
numbers.
is if you're not interested in if you're offended by the idea, then probably
By the idea of earning money.
yeah, if you're offended by the idea of earning money from this particular faction that's in favor of this particular thing, then that's okay. You don't have to be
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
involved.
whoa.
And
I
I'll
never said
keep
anything
my
about not being on board with the money.
and I'll just keep my cards to
Whoa.
myself and not read you in on all the information. But it would be nice if other people would lay their cards on the table. If you're very opposed to free Isgar, then we should talk about it now.
What?
Not you, Gar. It's fine.
Yeah.
Have a snack.
Yes.
God.
Gar, what are your opinions on wait, it's Cheliax, right? That's the
Cheliax, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. What do you think about Cheliax, Gar?
What that? Like an X cuts wood.
Mhm.
Is it cold?
It's
Yes, yep.
it's something good to eat.
Oh. Cheliax? Do you mean Cheliax?
I'll let you know
do
when
you
it's
have any
relevant.
Igana, do you have any objection to any of this? Are you concerned about, as Riz said, mission creep or
I'm
any problems?
currently messaging Scott because I don't know what this is.
Mario?
You're like with Gar on this one, huh?
What now?
I
Who
mean,
now?
I feel like my character probably, I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
So
so
might know, but
Gar, you can close your ears for a minute because this is, though you've lived in Isger your entire life, you didn't understand for most of your life that it was Isger. You lived in a forest. That's
Right.
where you live. You have no concept really. You haven't. It hasn't really come up about borders and nations. And stuff.
Well, I do know
really
that
don't
we
know.
are on we're hired by someone that's trying to make the area safer for
Mhm.
the
Inhabitants.
In Gar's defense, nation states are a fairly silly concept, and they're gonna probably strike him as weird.
Especially
Fair.
if you get to the River Kingdoms, like that's.
Okay,
It's
that has
obvious.
nothing to do with nation state. Nothing to do with that is just bullshit on a bun.
That changes all the time anyway. No, but for those of you who are native to Isger or have spent any significant amount of time there, would know that Isger has been a vassal state for a couple thousand years. It was originally found by Tal. It was originally identified by Taldor on one of its great explorations. It had a native population. Taldor says no flag, no country, and takes it. It's named after those people that were here before. But that's about all that came out of it for them. But it's been for a long time, it was a colony, so to speak, of Taldor. It was part of the Taldor Empire. When the Taldor Empire went to hell, Cheliax rose up and it became a subsidiary of Cheliax. So both empires have pretty much plundered Isger for its natural resources for a couple thousand years, leaving basically it's only good as a trade route now. It has a lot of lumber in the Chitterwood if you're willing to brave goblins and hobgoblins and stuff. It's dangerous enough as it is, but most of the precious metals and gems that were available there, those things have been depleted and found long ago. So there is a sentiment that's been around for a long time in that Isger should be on its own. There have been nations that have risen up against Cheliax and won their independence. Nermathis being one, but there's a number of them that have risen up. But Isger is still under the thumb of Cheliax. So there are some that believe that it's time for Isger to be its own state, its own nation, to control its own destiny. And then there are some who believe, either because they believe that it's best to be under House Thrune and Cheliax, or that defying the devil-worshipping nation empire to the west
It's a
is going to
bad
be
idea.
tremendously costly. Any attempt at freedom being that close to Cheliax, any chance of success is remote at best and will cost a lot of lives. So there are some that are just pragmatically, the odds of success are so dim that you might as well make your peace with it. So it depends on where you fall on the scale. There's some that are, I would rather die 1,000 deaths than live in this tyranny. And there's some that are like, I'd actually rather live. Thanks. So tyranny's not so terrible.
So
Some
basically,
folk are just
two
like,
big
I've
cities.
left enough of my own blood on this soil. It can deal with its own business.
What did you say, Leah? I missed that.
So basically, you have two big cities looting and plundering Isger for everything it has, and Isgar's like, "Hey guys, we don't want to be like your property anymore. So free Isgar."
People. Some
Yep.
people.
Some people. It's
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, like, that's the thing. So like the people who
Yep.
want Isgar to be its own thing are like free Isgar, and the
Mhm.
people that are like, whatever, are like,
and there's some people that have made so the ruler of Isger is called the Steward, and he's everyone, it's an open secret that he's a puppet of House Thrune. So he's paid very well by House Thrune to do what they tell him to do. He doesn't really have a lot of responsibility. There are others that are in the same way. They get tracts of land or security contracts or something from Cheliax. So they like the arrangement as it is. But
And
for the
Cheliax
commoner,
is under the control of the Asmodean Church, basically, right?
it's under the control of House Thrune, who
Which is a very faithful.
they are very much allied with Asmodeus, yes.
Okay.
So the Church of Asmodeus has a lot of power there. It's very acceptable to make contracts with devils, to devil worshipping, if you expect to get ahead there. Being on House Thrune's good list is a thing. So yeah, it's very acceptable there. Lots of laws, a labyrinthine. Trying to navigate them is difficult. You need a lawyer for just about everything.
Do we technically work for the Church of Asmodeus as
you work for, as you understand it, you were hired by the Steward of Isger. The entire guild was to do this.
okay?
And as Owain explained it, you are hired, or you directly report to the Isger, or to the Steward of Isger.
Okay.
But often you answer to whatever duke is in your region.
Right.
For your
Like, what
branch.
who are we working for this week? Kind of.
It's set because there's like a Logus branch, right? And Logus
Right.
is the seat of power of this duchy. And so
Okay.
you will always have the same duke. But if you moved, you would probably get paid directly by one of the dukes in the name of the steward.
Okay.
But the steward is really just kind of a sock puppet on the hand of House Thrune anyway, so that you are sort of getting paid by House Thrune anyway.
So House Thrune is part of one of the
House Thrune is Cheliax.
It is, yes.
They're
the
the
power
Targar-
behind the
they're
throne,
the imagine the Targaryens with devils.
rather than dragons. Yes, very much so.
Okay, so she would be on the free
Isger
Isgar.
side?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
And then did we get so what about Cario? Did we get his?
Nope.
That's what I thought.
We haven't heard anything yet from Cario.
Yeah.
Nor do we have a way to compel it.
Oh, we don't.
Violence. Just
No.
kidding.
I
Just kidding.
joined this
Or
guild.
die.
I joined
Hold
this
on,
guild.
he's trying to answer.
I joined this guild to stop Isger from losing more lives. We've lost enough in the last 20 years, even after the goblins were forced out. And honestly, Cheliax has had 3 uprisings within the last 20 years as well. And if we do, what's going to happen when we do get free? You're going to end up like Galt. I'll pass on
Sore
that.
subject.
I'm not against working with them, but I'm not going to commit myself to that right now. Let
That's a fair position to be in.
Ravenel or other people die. Enough Isger lives have been lost.
Okay.
Everyone can roll me a GM secret perception check, please.
Hopefully we were perceptive enough.
There's somebody listening in on our conversation. That's what's happening.
Right now, that's
A couple of you have gotten a GM message on what you saw.
Shit.
The rest of you haven't noticed anything.
Where's the GM message?
You didn't get one.
You might not go.
It will be
Then
in
you
the
might not
chat
be in the
log.
know.
You don't have one. If you don't have one.
What?
You should have one in the chat log, the chat
Good.
messages at the bottom.
I didn't get one.
Oh,
Boo.
okay, cool. That's weird. Huh. Interesting.
2 people noticed it.
Little one is spying on us, and he is a spy for Cheliax. That's what's going on.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else, or
That's all.
move on?
I don't want to say anything else because there's clearly a spy that I don't know about. Do I notice Gar noticing something?
Who doesn't
We need to
notice
make
Gar noticing
that
things? Gar
perception
notices
check.
all sorts of things. I
For
noticed
all
the
we know, Scott sent none of us a message
Right.
and just made us roll a bunch of dice.
Elijah,
hilarious.
you're so wise. You have caught on to the truth of got it.
This is
That honestly
fun.
would be
There's so
fun.
many things I can do in secret. Like nobody knows.
You don't have to take
Permissions, what
the
you
secret,
can
the dirty secrets room.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anytime you want to have a conversation with another character, you can do the \W space and then that character or that player's name. So whatever it is, like Chris, Dagan, Elijah, Jesse, Leah, Susan, and then you can type your message and only that person will be able to see it. So if you want to have like a secret side conversation and you don't want to disrupt what's going on, you can do that. Or if you want to send me secret little notes, but you can do that too. So that's just one of the nice pieces of functionality here.
So I don't notice anyone listening in on this conversation.
Nope. you do
Yay.
not.
I kind of hate you. But in the best way possible. Just so you know.
All right, so you guys make it there. And when you arrive, you see that Alissa, Thornfield, and Bren are already there. Hang on. So Dagan, you sent me a note on what you wanted to do. Do you want to wait until the conversation is over, or do you want to leave this alone and do your thing?
Oh no! If they're waiting, then I
Okay.
will do that later when I
Okay.
can. Yeah.
All right, that sounds good.
Yep. It's not something that has to happen immediately.
All right. So just
Hate you as well. I hate you both now because now I'm worried and concerned for no good reason. Boo.
Okay. So you guys come in, you see them seated at the table, you recognize them from the previous evening. You go and have a seat. As you kind of settle in and start your normal greetings and such. Milf comes over. Ah, welcome back. You must be here for lunch. This meal is on the house. I insist.
Well, then I mean I'm ordering the steak, 2 or 3 of them.
All right.
Take.
He takes your order for your meals, and then he rushes back. There's a few people in here, as you can see, but I guess you can't see. I haven't shifted it over yet. I have it up, but I don't have it active.
The very nice field.
Yep.
Oh yeah, a few people.
As you can see, there's a few people in here, but it's not nearly as crowded as it was the previous night.
And then we're at our normal table. This is our table now.
This is your table now, it
Yeah.
seems. Yes.
Gar has peed on it, so it's now
I
our
don't
table.
do that. Well, okay, sometimes I do that, but like generally not inside.
Super funny. I don't do that. Okay, sometimes I do that.
Well, just when you gotta really mark your territory, but I mean, you know.
And so Alissa starts off the conversation. I wanted to say that I apologize if I came off as rude or upset last night. I know that you did not ask for the job of defending a murderer. Mother forced your hand on this. And this experience isn't going to be easy on you. I'm not the only one in Redmane that is convinced of Revan's guilt. Oh, and Mother also asked me to tell you all that we forgot to decide who's going to cover your tabs. So I need to tell Melf as well that everything, your stays and your meals will go on our tab and we'll cover it. And I was asked because you probably had to pay for your own bill. She tosses a coin purse on the table. This should cover what you paid last night.
That is right, gracious of you.
I'll open it up and count it out.
It was 18 gold pieces that were in there.
Does that sound about right?
It's 3 gold pieces per person. It's probably more.
Pretty good.
It's Gar might have actually spent a little bit.
Yeah,
more
on his steaks.
3 prime rib dinners. But
That's what it was. Yeah,
for
yeah.
most of you, you actually probably made a profit on it. Those of you that ate budget conscious.
I'll pass out 3 gold pieces to everybody.
Okay. Should
That's
already
about
distribute it to your
covered.
lists.
Did it went in there already?
It should have already gone in there. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
I put it in the stash and then press the distribute coins button. So it's
Cool.
split them out
Look at
evenly.
me, I'm rich.
Oh yeah, I'm up to 14. Yes.
What? You're way richer.
What? Well, 14 of the shiny ones.
Yeah, we'll go over this again tonight.
Okay.
I did want to ask, I'm curious, Gar, how is it that you can speak?
I don't know.
I don't know.
One
And-
day I in woods just doing bear stuff and
Open in the
then
woods.
I like could talk and
Then you could
stand up and my claws
had-
changed
Uh-huh.
to
You got fingers.
yeah, and they changed different, and then I felt a drive need to go not be alone.
Interesting. And the smaller bear,
That my son,
it's your son. And what is his name?
little one.
Little one. That makes sense. But he can't talk.
No,
Is that right?
he bear.
Bear.
Okay. Interesting.
But maybe someday not bear. I don't know. I don't know how I became not bear.
Possibly.
Or more bear? Better bear? No, not better bear.
So, how would you feel about making a little extra money? I'm curious. Captain
not
Bren
You
gonna
says-
leave?
asking just Gar or the
Yeah,
whole
just
thing?
Gar. She's like just focused in on Gar right now.
Oh.
She's totally ignoring everyone else. at
What
first.
color shiny coin?
They would be mini silver pieces, probably.
That's the white ones.
So I don't know that you understand this concept, but maybe I can ask your friends to help translate. So I'm in
What do you
charge
want
of
me to
the,
do?
let me explain.
Oh, okay.
I have an idea for a marketing campaign for our going into our fall season.
What?
It's called a marketing campaign. So we sell wine, right? And it's our job to make people think that our wine is great. It is great, but to make them think that they really want it more so than they do. So we do that by creating signage, by hosting events, things that people get to do. But what I want to do is I have an idea for a campaign that would be everybody loves the lion, and I would love to feature Little One. I've got an idea of a little hood with a lion's mane that he would wear around his neck, like even bears love Redmane wine. And so all he has to do is spend the week with us, get some pictures drawn, portraits drawn. He'll be sent out far and wide across Isger. He'll be kind of our spokes animal. I will pay you, assuming this all works out and he's able to do it, I would pay you 1 silver piece per day for the contract period of 90 days. That's 9 gold would be what it adds up to. I would need him to come with or to sit during the day for to kind of prepare. But on Friday we have a wine tasting. I'd like him to have a debut there. He would be able to meet and greet some people. They would maybe be able to give him some snacks. Maybe if he's friendly enough, maybe they can come and get some caricatures drawn with him, or yeah, maybe give him some scratches. That's kind of what I would like to do with your son. He's adorable, and I think he would do great things for our fall marketing campaign. What do you say?
Scott, I have a question. I have a question before this moves any further. Having spent a significant amount of time with Little One, can Little One behave nicely, or is he gonna bite people?
No, he hasn't seemed aggressive as long as people are willing to give him the scratches and stuff. You've never like really dedicated a period like.
I'm just like warning
days.
at like, do I see him maiming nobility in the possibility of possible?
As long as they don't mistreat him or Gar doesn't tell him to do it, maybe not.
So,
okay,
I gotta say right now, as someone whose brother-in-law works with a lot of wine vendors, this is creepily dead on. Like the energy they're giving here is.
Okay, Gar has questions.
Just
so,
hang on just a second. Let me just add a couple of not in-game things.
Okay.
So you would have to roll a performance. Normally, you can only do an earn income check if you're trained in the skill. This would be based on perform. Neither you or Little One has that.
No.
Given this situation, I'm letting you roll it untrained. So it's a level 1 job. So because you're untrained, you'll earn half the pay that you normally would. So if you succeed, if this goes well, I am going to break the normal rule, and Little One would get he would get to be trained in performance at the end of the week from all of the work that he's done. So he would get that. And also, as a side note in the campaign, you would get the coins on Friday for the whole marketing campaign, residuals, so to speak. And also in the campaign, you will sometimes see little posters of Little One wherever you may travel if they're in the marketing area. So those are some of the out of character effects or out of the game of impact.
This idea.
Little bear, famous with a lion's mane.
Okay, but Gar himself he'll be like, Little One, no danger for Little One.
Oh no, he'll be very safe. He'll be with us at the winery most days.
You need me with?
If you're available, it might not hurt, but as long as it's safe to be with him, if you think that he can be behaved. If there's anything we need to know, like we want him to feel happy and comfortable.
Then you go scratch here like this and then like that. He'll be happy. He'd be good.
I put my hand on Gar's like paw or shoulder or something and kind of look at him. to try to get his attention.
Hmm.
So like, like
I'll bend down.
you should get more money. They're gonna use this picture for years.
Gar, do you want me to be an agent for you? For little one? Negotiate
what?
the contract.
What that?
Just say yes.
Okay. I do want to know. So you give me 9 shinies. 9 shinies? 9 gold shinies.
You will get nine gold shinies.
9 gold
If
shinies.
you would prefer it in gold, or 90 silver shinies if you would prefer.
Oh, I'll carry 90 silver shinies.
Very
Too
well.
many.
Then you could have 9 gold shinies.
9 gold shinies, yes.
Yes, on Friday.
But I get 9. You do what you say, Arcading campaign?
Yes.
And how many gold shinies come to you for that?
Quite a few. So this would be a sample run to see how popular it is, with the option to renew the campaign, depending on how much sales increase, at a much higher rate for the winter season and
But
beyond, as
What
long as
if,
he stays cute and adorable.
what if, oh, I don't know that. Why I not get like a part instead? You get so much, I get part of whatever much.
We could do that. This is a bit of an experiment on my part. So,
Okay.
like I said,
Maybe,
if it goes well, I am willing to
What do you think,
renegotiate
Cario?
the contract for the winter season, and we could possibly go to a percentage of sales rather than a flat rate.
oh, I'll turn to Cario. Is that good?
Well, one, I am too sober for this conversation.
That's what I was going for.
And two, I can negotiate with her and try to see what we can get something better locked down.
Just
for the next few
get
days.
as many shinies as you can, and you have some if you do a good job.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Depending on the contract, I might just do this one for free because I can't replicate this.
All right. It would require me to it would require little one to be with me most of the week until the Friday night wine tasting is over. You're welcome to visit whenever you want. We'll be at the winery.
Oh, what's the gnome's name again? The bard gnome.
Salem.
Salen. I say, oh, Salen be sad. He wants to teach little one how to play instrument.
The gnome that was playing here, or that plays here,
Yes.
he played at the playing the instrument. I have to talk to Salem. I might be able, maybe we can work that in, that he can come along too, and that can be part of some of the pictures would be great with him with a musical instrument.
Now it's Bear with a lines man and a ukulele.
I'll have to think about that a
That's
little bit more.
worth 10 gold at least.
Yes. I think that if I do bring Salem in on this to help with the training, I think he'll probably forgive you. He would still get to work with little one at least.
Okay.
Scott, can I do a sense motive on this?
Sure.
I'm just.
That's a very good idea.
Are they kidnapping the bear cub to do something bad?
Well, that would be a terrible idea. I'll like rip them in half.
I agree, but I also don't want them to have your son. So what am I doing? What am I doing?
This would be a perception.
Without him knowing it, he much appreciates you keeping an eye out for poor little one, even though
make it a GM blind.
Never mind.
I sense no motives. Yeah.
Boo! I have no idea.
No! Oh no!
Just amused. Apparently, I'm just amused by the whole thing.
What is sense?
Like, wow, she just sounds really trustworthy.
Is sense motive just a perception?
Yeah.
It is just perception. Yeah.
Okay, I will as well, just because he is going to be a little like
My
concerned.
child.
Yeah, he's gonna be away most of the week.
Blind GM.
Yep, please.
All right. All right. Well, that's
That's one out of the
Okay.
bunch, I
about as
think.
average as it could be.
So you all think that this sounds pretty above board. Yagana, you're fairly sure that she wants to kidnap the bear cub.
Oh no. She'd be like, remember when she put her hand on Gar? She's like squeezing his paw now.
Uh-huh.
Make sure this isn't just like a jealousy thing.
I don't trust him or her. I don't trust them.
Is this the red-headed lady that's talking to me?
Yeah,
Right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
You can take Gar away and never give him back.
I lean down and say, she worship the evil god thing? Or no?
Ah,
No.
gods?
Okay. I will
Gar, you're pretty sure she's above board from your
Okay.
own. I think you get an okay feeling about it. There's a
Okay.
little bit of worry being away from little one for that long, but
I say I'm gonna stand up, like if we're sitting down, I'm gonna actually stand up, like, and tower over a bit if she's next to me, and look down at her and say, "This okay, but," and I kind of like look sternly at her, "Little one, better make back to me all safe,
I promise you will be 100% safe.
or I'd be very, very unhappy."
So noted.
And
We
you
will.
won't.
I'll make sure to assign a guard detail to him. He'll have his
And
own.
you understand,
own guards.
Gar wouldn't be angry alone.
I understand.
Okay,
Greed.
then we can do this. I sit back down.
Great. Thank you. I will. This is your manager. She gestures towards Cario.
I lean over to Ugana and think, I think she okay. She smell okay.
I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
Well, I can. After we get done with the business portion of today, I can sit down with Cario and we can talk about the contract and get that signed, and then little one can start work.
Okay. In the meantime, like, I'll
We
talk
want to ask little one how he feels about this.
Oh, little one's cool with it. It's fine.
He's like sniffing under a chair and eating
Yeah.
a piece of sausage that
That he
someone
found
dropped
on
this
the
way.
floor.
I'll give her.
Yeah.
I'll give her like the special instructions about the food he loves, mostly fish, and then
Okay.
and all that, and then he'll be pretty happy. I
Wow.
mean, and scratches. As long as he gets fish and scratches and attention, he'll be good. He'll be good. He'll miss me some, but it'll be okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Wow.
I do have a practical question about little one here
Mhm.
What's
for the
that?
GM.
What's that?
Is it going to be like, if this campaign lasts like 10 years, is little one still going to be little one? Like the
No.
Simpsons kind of
Well-
thing with Bart?
So here's the deal about Animal Companion is that there's a feat called mature companion, in which your companion grows up. He gains a size level.
Yeah.
If Gar would never take that feat, then little one will stay small indefinitely.
I don't know if we
Which
can
is
discuss
weird
the,
because, like, naturally a bear would just grow.
He
Yeah.
would. So he can. It's possible also, depending on how fast you level, his lifespan as a cub could also be like 2 months
Yeah.
if you hit the level.
I think it's more likely that he's going to grow up faster than normal than slower than
Than
normal.
the
Let's
other
just
way,
say that.
I mean, the contract is probably only good while he's an adorable little bear. But maybe if you can talk it into it, but he gets a new skill set out of the deal if it works.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with it. So, yeah. Maybe he will actually learn to play the lute or whatever. I don't know.
He might.
Dancing bear.
Little one has his own
can
little side
dance.
quest here.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's a
Okay.
dancing
Add it to
bear.
the list. Now we got another one.
All right.
All right. Well, it is 8:58, so why don't we go ahead and take our break here, and we will resume in 15 minutes, everybody.
Then we can discuss the mature companion feat after the watershed.
We can get to business after this, yes. All right. See you soon. Okay. So we will hop back into the action here. So while your lunch is being made and after it is delivered, you guys have an opportunity to visit. So once after Alissa bargains for the services of the bear, she says, "So you all got to spend a little time with my brother Cab last night. What was your impression?"
Ooh. Can I do a perception on how does she feel about her brother Cab? Because I have a
I
feeling.
think I've
Sure
done a
can.
perception of how she feels about her
I don't
brother
even
Cab.
think I need a perception check. I can just tell by the tone.
Pretty much. Any
Makes
surprises?
it a DC negative
no,
8 guess.
It's there's definitely like a long suffering look that she throws.
He was a
If
generous
she had
buyer
said,
of rounds.
so you spent the evening listening to nails on a chalkboard, what are your thoughts? Her expression would have been about the same.
He seems right. I don't know.
He doesn't seem like a details guy.
That's one way to put it, I suppose.
He was very free with information.
Mm.
And
extra rounds.
Yeah.
Neither one of those surprised me. Before we get too far into this and before we leave, I just wanted to let you all know that I wouldn't place a lot of trust in anything my brother Cab tells me. He's drunk half the time and uselessly scheming the other half. Father always said that every village has an idiot, and as much as it pains me to admit it, my brother is Redmane's idiot. I love my brother dearly, and I'd take offense if anyone else outside the family said it, but it's unfortunately true.
I got one of those. I understand.
You can relate.
Oh yeah.
He's always done his own thing. He's played pranks on locals, committed various minor law infractions. He's embarrassed the family too many times for me to count. But mother and father have always bailed him out of whatever trouble that he was in. If he was attracted to someone at one of our parties or events, undoubtedly the person was married or otherwise unavailable. And Cab would either pursue it and create a scandal that my parents would have to find a way to sweep under the rug, or he'd get rejected and then he would spend the next week nursing a broken heart for missing out on his soulmate. I've had to blacklist him from all of our wine tastings and events because he inevitably causes a scene. 6 months ago, Father kicked Cab out of Redmane Manor. He said that he wasn't welcome to live with the family until he could prove that he could be responsible. Father finally got tired of his shenanigans, I guess. But further, he claimed if Cab didn't get his life together within a year, that he would forfeit his inheritance. Responsibility is the bane of Cab. When he was 16, I gave him a chance to show some responsibility. I was in charge of the long night celebration that year, and we needed a backdrop constructed for the event. I gave Cab 10 gold pieces and a list of people to contact and 2 months to get it done. Whenever I checked in with him, he said that he had it under control. The week before the show, he showed me the set. He and his friends thought that they could save some money by painting the set on sheets. They spent the rest of the money on alcohol. And while I can admire the creative solutions and saving money, they didn't hire an artist. They painted it themselves, seemingly while they were drinking. One of the sheets even clearly had a vomit stain on it. I couldn't possibly use it for the set, so I had to spend 20 gold pieces for a rush job to get professionals to throw the set together on short notice. And it was fine and it worked, but we had to either cancel or change a couple of acts because the set couldn't support that piece of the show. I've never trusted him with responsibility again, and I've learned to check in with him every day and have him show me his progress when I am forced to rely on him for something. But honestly, it's almost more work than if I did it myself, just did it myself. Ask around town if you want. Almost anyone that has given Cab a chance at responsibility has regretted it.
Every clutch that hatches has got one of these.
Yes.
Ours is called Trip, but I know what you're talking about.
How many years ago was it that she said that he did the thing with the?
She said when he was 16.
And he's how old
now? He's in his 20s probably. So it's been a few years.
About a decade?
Yeah.
Every clutch has got one.
At any rate, Cab has tried 3 different professions in the past 6 months to prove to Father that he is mature enough and can handle responsibility. His first career path was joining the fire brigade in Redmane. The first time a fire occurred, he was too drunk to respond. The second time, he got reprimanded for it. The second time, he showed up but was drunk, and some of the fire brigade had to keep him away from the scene to keep him from getting hurt. He was fired shortly thereafter. His second job was to become a bard. How he thought that would demonstrate responsibility, I have no idea.
Hey. Some people play bards, and bards can be responsible.
I said what I said.
Here's where we cut to Arrested Development's footage not found.
Melf and the locals gave him a chance, mostly out of loyalty to the family, I think. The shows would start out fine, but Cab would invariably get too drunk to continue, and at some point during the night. He would consume more alcohol than his earnings would cover, and it wasn't long before no one would hire his musical talent.
As a side note, I just had a Blues Brothers moment of, well, we owe you boys about $200, and you drank $300 worth of beer.
Pretty much. Cab's third job, and probably the one closest to a success, was that Cab opened a tavern. I'm positive that he borrowed the money from Bronson and Mother, though they denied it. He opened the tavern and called it the Lucky Coin. And I'll admit, he had some good ideas. He came up with ways to get a crowd. He had some pretty good concepts, but he was a little too free with giving gifts to his friends and attractive customers. Not to mention he partook in his own wares. As often as not, he would pass out drunk before the night was over and allow his guests to bartend themselves.
Yeah. Great idea.
He needed a business partner is what he needed.
Yeah, I tried to help him out, to give him ideas and suggestions. He had a good idea, but he didn't want to hear any of it. But one night he left too drunk and he forgot to put out the candles on the table and the place burned down.
Which one of you is the one that's usually sent to fetch him? I'm just asking. This isn't a job thing. This is just personal curiosity.
It's usually Merle. Merle usually there's usually a public disturbance, so it's often Merle. Broughton would sometimes pick him up. I never do. I don't say any of this to sour you on my brother. I say it because my brother has a soft spot for a lost cause, and he has a desire to prove himself. There's a considerable chance that he's going to try to latch on to your investigation and try to fashion himself as some kind of investigator or barrister. And while I'm anxious for Revan to get brought to justice, and with Cab joining your team, he almost certainly would, I really don't want my family embarrassed at the biggest trial Redmane has had in over a century. Clearly, I'm biased against you losing the hearing. Please don't take it personally. I think he's guilty. I haven't seen any evidence that he's not. But I intend to honor my mother's orders. I will give you all the information that I can. I'm not going to withhold anything. And you can do what you can with it. But I did want to warn you about my brother, just in case he does try to.
Don't worry about it. I've dealt with my clutchmate Trip for 30 years. I can handle your cab.
I'm glad to hear it. Any other conversations you want to have over lunch, or do you want to just jump straight ahead to the tour?
Um,
So they're giving us a
Yeah.
tour of the evidence. Is that correct?
So on today's trip, I'm going to take you to the fairgrounds and walk you through the events that happened there and where they happened. After that, we will take a stop at Cab's house for the attempt on their lives that happened the night of the murder.
Okay.
And after that, we will make our way to the blast site. And that's where we will conclude the tour part, and then we'll drop you off back here.
Would it be possible to include stopping by this spot where the 2 guards were found dead in the woods?
That you can't get a carriage to.
Okay.
It's possible that Bren might take you out there. It'll be a little bit of a hike.
Reason we got hired by the Argent League is we are in fact professional adventurers. Bit of a
Okay.
hike don't scare us.
All right.
Carried it.
Yeah. Captain
fact,
Bren, would you
some
be
of
willing
us-
to take him out there?
Yeah, kind of welcome a bit of time on foot.
Captain Bren nods. I can take you out there. I don't think there's a lot to see, but I can take you there.
All right. So let's start from the beginning. When did you first know Revan was in town?
It's been a few weeks back. She thinks about it for a few seconds. We were invited to dinner. That was a really unpleasant surprise. It was Fire Day, the 22nd of Desmas, that it happened. There was a wine tasting that night. I was in a good mood.
This is one of those wine tastings that Cab is no longer allowed at.
That's correct. He was not there.
And this was you did not encounter him or hear about him before your mom invited everyone together.
I may have encountered him. We have a lot of tourists that come through, people that come to see the winery or buy bottles of wine, participate in the winery experience. Seeing strangers isn't necessarily unusual here. It's part of the lifeblood of our economy. So it's possible I saw him. I don't remember seeing him before that. But no, I didn't have any conversations with him before that.
How long ago was Cab blacklisted from these events?
Oh, I have blacklisted him from the winery from before he was kicked out. So
Gotcha.
that was 6 months ago. I've had the policy in place for about a year and a half.
Gotcha. When did your father threaten Cab with the year if he doesn't get his stuff together?
It was about 6 months ago
Sure.
that it happened. I can't tell you the exact date, but it's been about 6 months. It was actually, it was right before the New Year's celebration. And he told him that this would be the last New Year that he was an irresponsible sod. Those were his words. And if he wasn't by the next New Year, he would forfeit his inheritance.
Sure. I just wanted to get a little bit of background before we got into everything. The last night of the festival. Or during the festival itself, before the last night. Was there anything of note that really got your attention?
Just in general, or about Revan?
About Revan. Yeah, it was about Revan during that week.
So during the week, he attended the festival most nights, and largely he sat at the table by himself drinking. He didn't really interact or talk with anyone. until that last night when there was the confrontation, which I'll show you what
Sure.
I can tell you what I heard him say, what the scene was like, and where it happened when we get to the fairgrounds.
Sure.
As far as other things, so there were a lot of people there. We had about 1,200 guests in attendance over the
wow.
4 days of events. We had it, you could buy a single day pass or you could buy an event pass that would let you come each day.
Mhm.
And so about 800 guests paid for the 3-day pass. 400 chose single tickets for 1 or more days.
Okay.
There weren't a lot of physical altercations. There's always a few when alcohol is involved,
Mhm.
but it was largely a peaceful event.
Sure. Where was Revan drinking most of this time? Was there any particular place? Was anyone serving him?
Yep. So we have, so there were booths that you could go to, but we also had staff wandering or traveling around with glasses of the new strawberry wine, and some of our classic lines as well. I think he mostly grabbed drinks from the trays. I don't think he went to stand in line at any of the booths. We have some other vendors that are there selling food items or supplemental things, but I didn't ever see him there. But to be honest, I was very busy the entire time. I didn't have time to look out for my alleged half brother.
Yep. You say a legend. Is there any reason why you don't believe that he is related? We know that the Baron and Baroness spent quite a bit of time looking into it.
Yes, I can't say what their investigative skills are, but the whole timing thing was just odd for me. It sounds like a scam, someone trying to get rich quick. Hey, look, I'm your long lost son. There's no
Sure
way to
does.
really prove it.
It is, yeah, I suppose it would be very difficult to prove.
If they say he's my brother, I will accept it. But
Of course.
so most of us, in case you hadn't noticed, most of us are redheads.
Yeah.
Merle is the one exception to that rule. But and Broughton was also brown-haired. But for the most part, we all look alike, and he definitely favored his father more than mother if he is her child. So there's not a lot of family resemblance.
Right. The evening of,
Mhm.
or let's say that last day of the festival, did anything come up? Anything get your attention that last day before the evening and the confrontation?
During the day, no, everything went pretty well. There wasn't anything of note. It was in the evening that things started to go awry.
Was Cab invited to the festival as well? I'm pretty sure he was, right? Because
There's no way to police him out of it. This was one of the few. We were introducing a new line of wine. This was a family unity situation.
yeah,
I tried to convince my parents to let me keep him out, and they said that he should be there. He was
gotcha.
there every day and every night.
Understood. I know you mentioned that he was removed from a lot of these events, but
The more casual wine tastings, the more intimate affairs, but this was a very public and open to the public event.
sure. Where were you when Revan confronted the Baron and Baroness?
I was nearby. I had just talked to mother and father about bringing out a couple more casks of ale. We still had a couple of hours of the event left. I didn't want to waste the wine, but I didn't think we had enough, so I wanted to open a couple more barrels. They gave me the go ahead to do that. And so as I was walking away, that's when Revan stood up and made his demands.
Right.
So I was right there. There were probably a few dozen other witnesses. A lot of them are probably scattered throughout Isger by now. there were a lot of guests, but it was seen by a lot of people.
Were your brothers nearby with when this occurred, or were all of them nearby? Were they kind of scattered as well?
Cab was not nearby when it happened. Merle did, when he was resisting being carried away, Merle did jump in, so Merle had to have been close by. I don't know where he was before that exactly, but he must have been close enough to hear what was going on and came running. Bronson wasn't there. I'm not sure where Bronson was either.
Let's see. Captain Bren, were you there?
I was there for part of the night, but I left early. I went back to Redmane Manor to sweep it to make sure there were no intruders or anything before the Redmanes got home. So I departed shortly after this affair happened. I was also a witness to the events, or the outburst, I should say.
Okay. Otherwise, you were fairly close to the Baron and Baroness at this time.
Yes.
When Revan refused to leave, and Merle escorted him out, you said? Can you describe basically what happened there?
I can. So he had gotten up. He demanded that his heritage be acknowledged. Lyra politely but firmly told him that this wasn't the time or the place. My father called for the guards to take him away. The guards grabbed him and started dragging him away. Revan called out, "You can't keep me from my birthrights. Blightgate and Redmane should be mine." They were really struggling with him. Revan is surprisingly strong. My brother Merle, he joined the fray and struck Revan in the back of the head, I believe. And as they drug him away, Revan shouted, "You'll regret this." After that, I was on damage control. It really brought the mood down. It made there's drama. People feed on that sort of stuff. There were a lot of questions. So I immediately began a campaign basically to smooth things over. Father and mother joined me. We did a lot of working the crowd to bring things back up. It's a good thing we opened the additional bottles or barrels of wine.
Who was nearby when Revan yelled that final parting?
Mother and father were clearly. Captain Bren was nearby when he said that.
Okay.
There were a number of other witnesses.
Sure.
Merle would have been there.
Sure. So they would have caught the "you'll regret this" part.
For sure.
Okay.
Did
They
you hear
put-
it? She asks Captain Bren, and Captain Bren nods. I did hear him say that. It was pretty slurred, but I understood it.
Did they put
Captain
Right,
Brett,
Jeff?
were you closer when this happened?
Alissa was actually at a little better angle. I was standing next to the Baron and Baroness. Through the crowd, I didn't have the greatest angle.
Sure. What were you saying, Gar?
did they put the bracer things? Cuffs.
Oh, no, not when I saw them. They were just dragging him away. Merle hit him with something, and he seemed to fight a little bit less, and they drug him away from the largest part of the crowd. But no, he didn't have any
And this
kind
is
of
gonna be
restraints on at that time.
this is gonna be an odd question. Did you see what Merle hit him with?
It all happened so fast. I assume it was a sap or something. I didn't really see. I just saw him jump in, and it was a really fast strike. Captain Bren says, I didn't see for sure either, very clearly. I thought it was the pommel of a dagger.
And then did you see Merle afterwards? After him and the other guards took Revan out?
I did. So it was about 9:15 that this outburst happened. I talked to my brother Merle. I finally had time to catch up with him. We encountered each other. I talked to him about it was about an hour later after that. He said that Revan would cause no more trouble this evening. He said that he had two of his guards take Revan to sleep it off.
Sure. Did you say where?
No, he didn't. I assume maybe to jail, maybe to his room. I'm not sure. He did comment that he didn't need to punish Revan more than that, because he was sure Lyra and Timor would be furious in the morning. I agreed.
What happened afterwards? Anything else happen for you that evening?
For me,
Yeah.
there was, barring getting into the actual event that happened, the assassination, there was one more disturbance to the party. Cab got into a fight just about a little less than a half an hour before the event closed down.
When did the event close down?
Yeah, about a half an hour before. It was about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
I wasn't there to witness it. I just heard about it. Merle was there to break it up. He sent a guard over saying that Cab had too much to drink again and he was going to escort him home.
So Merle escorted Cab home, at least as far as
Yeah.
you're aware? Okay.
As far as I'm aware, that's true.
Okay.
And Cab confirmed that it was true.
Does anyone else have any questions? I just wanted a good timeline on the
I got one, and it's probably a nothing question.
Sure.
You're under no obligation to answer anything.
Mm-hmm.
But in his time, when he was involved in the mixology, did Cab, I mean, his many, I assume, many fleeting passions.
Yes.
Let me guess, he spent about 6 months studying nearly anything for about 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
He's had
He-
more career aspirations than
Mhm.
I knew. careers
Again,
existed.
I'm familiar with the type.
Mhm.
During that time, did his explorations of mixology ever lead him to any alchemy?
I am positive the answer to that is no, because Redmane is still standing. I am 100% certain if my brother had gotten into alchemy, that he would probably not be here, and also Redmane would probably not be here. He would have drunk too much one night, and he would have poured components in wrong, and the town would have burned down. I'm 100%
I would
sure.
love if your reasoning on this was not sound and real. We both know. We both know, am I right?
Yes.
Side
So
note, I'm the in case
he.
you're wondering, I'm the Merle of my family.
Oh, all right.
When ours screws up, I'm
You're
usually the
there
one that
to-
was sent in. Trust me, I know.
Yes. He has commented on wanting to be an alchemist, but it's a career that we've all tried to steer him away from.
Fair enough.
What do you think he actually could do for a career? Yeah.
Uh, is there a career that it's okay to be drunk at all the time? Bard, maybe?
He'd probably be a pretty good publican if he had a level-headed business partner.
That's true. He could be.
I mean, he's good. You said he's good at the public relations part of it.
Yes, he is.
He
But
just needs someone to. He would just need someone to rein him in.
he had good instincts when he was running a tavern. I think he could have made a go of it, but he really needed someone there, a real partner to keep him from making the worst decisions and the impulsive decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, had he had that, it's maybe he would have made a go of it, or had he listened to suggestions.
I'm a little curious. Is the Lucky Coin, the wreckage of Lucky Coin, still around in town, or is it just
It's right next to the jail. Yeah, it's the ruins that are right next to that.
gotcha? All right, fair enough. I wasn't sure what those were. Wanted to make confirm.
Yeah, it's still there. You can tour the wreckage.
We're just lucky it wasn't close enough to any other building.
Yes, and most of the jail is stone, so that was helpful too.
Captain Brent, I'm guessing your job mostly just involves protection for the family rather than any assistance for the warden.
I am sometimes asked by the warden to help out, but most of my task is the security of the Thornfield family.
Oh,
That's why I was at Redmane Manor doing the sweep for any intruders, or there's a lot of alcohol going around. There's a lot of scares. We've seen people that have done crazier things.
how did you get back to the manor that evening?
So
you-
I left the fairgrounds. It was about 9:30, and I rode horseback.
Did you see anything out of place on your way back?
I did not notice anything. So I left with a couple of guards to accompany me. It was getting dark, and we carried torches to light our way. I did not notice anything strange or out of the ordinary. Nothing suspicious alongside the road. No odd people or silhouettes anywhere in the path. It seemed very normal to me.
Who was the first group of people to react to the carriage on fire or the explosion or whatever occurred there?
So yeah, we'll go over that when we get there. But the answer to that question is the gate guards.
The gate guards.
I was in the manor itself when I heard the explosion.
It was
I
audible.
Yes, it was. It was loud.
Interesting.
So I gathered up the guards that I could, and then I raced out shortly thereafter. But we were not the first people on the scene.
Okay. The gate guards, of course, are still employed. They'll be available for any questions we might have.
They are. They did survive their injuries.
They're in. Okay, that's right. They were harmed trying to get into the carriage to help.
It was. Whew.
Take a minute.
When I arrived at the scene, the two guards were trying to drag away some of the remains, and one of the guards also caught on fire where he had grabbed it. They tried to beat out the flames, but it just spread. I ran over to try and help, but it spread to my gauntlets as well. She holds up her, or she grabs her gauntlets and holds them out, and there's like fire marks on there. I was able to pull off the gauntlets and throw them down, and it didn't spread any further than that, and the fire went out not terribly long after, but I told everyone to stay back, but listening to that guard scream as his hands and arms burned, it was horrible.
Can we see them gauntlets just real quick again?
She hands one of the gauntlets over to you.
Does it look like it's been like not just scalded, but like the fire pushed through, like it burned through or melted in this case because they're metal?
It doesn't seem like it got hot enough to melt metal, but it did definitely blacken the metal. This is more than just ash. This is
But blacken, not yellow.
right.
Oh, okay.
I cleaned them up as best I could, but this is as good as they get.
Was there anything of a yellow residue when you first cleaned them?
There was some sort of substance on it. I don't know that it was yellowish. It was, I don't know. It was a little bit grainy and sticky. It had sort of a garlicky smell to it though.
Can I see if she's telling the truth here?
Sure. Give me
Right.
Perception. Is
a
that what we've been using?
perception, yeah, GM blind.
So she said it had kind of a
Okay.
garlicky smell.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a sense of what that might be? Jesse's nodding, so maybe we do.
It's okay. The residue that we found at the attack site
Okay.
had this strong garlicky smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I like roll badly, I'd like to use a hero point.
You
Yes.
rolled sufficiently well.
Oh, I didn't roll yet. I just rolled.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I just rolled.
I
nine.
would say that you would probably want to spend the hero points.
Okay.
Pretty sure you rolled badly. I mean, I don't know, but
That is significantly better. So everyone that has rolled so far has rolled well. None of you, the look on her face, there's clearly some remembering happening here. There's kind of a shiver that runs down her spine as she talked about the sound of the guard's screams. There are no tells or anything that says that
Okay.
she's lying or keeping information from you.
when
Uh,
you found burning carriage, no Revan? Not there at all?
he was not there. No.
I don't know magic, but that's not how fireball works.
You can throw it from a distance though, right?
But
There's a big hedge there. He could have been at any point around anywhere. We responded several minutes after the fireball blasted. If he ran right after, he could have escaped.
but I thought fireball go and that it not
Oh,
still burn.
I don't know. Maybe are there different kinds of fireballs? Maybe
Hmm.
a newly researched fireball.
Mm.
I'm not magic. I don't know. I don't do magic.
Just what magic person said. What I heard.
We've heard a lot about the Baron and Bronton. Was there a stagecoach driver for the carriage that brought them back?
There were 3 other casualties in the blast. The driver, and then there were 2 guards that were hanging out the back. All 3 were killed in the blast. There were no survivors.
Was there anything left of the carriage? Carriage? Anything?
There were pieces that remained. Yes.
You have?
They are. Yes, they're in the carriage house. They were pulled into the carriage house.
I look at risk. Look like tree maybe?
Yeah, I'm starting to get it.
Think of it.
The fire was very strange.
It stuck.
It did, and it was white orange in color.
Wait, oh,
I've never seen a fire burn white before.
Now, something we've been meaning to ask about. This was the first successful attempt on a life of the baronial family.
Mhm.
But it was not the first attempt. There is mention in the evidence we were given of attempts on, it was Merle and
yeah.
Cab,
Yeah.
Alissa supplies.
on Cab. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, that's what the warden's report says.
Mhm.
Can you shed any light on that? Is that something you know anything about?
It is. It's probably best if we tour the scene, though, to describe it.
And
What I can tell you is that they were attacked by a devil.
oh,
We are within the range of Cheliax and the Cheliax client states.
And before we leave the attack real quick, what time was the explosion?
The explosion happened a little after midnight.
Okay, thank you.
The from what I remember of the night and what I heard after the attack on Bronson and Cab, that happens. It was a little before. It was probably between 11:30 and midnight. Merle suffered some extremely nasty wounds. He went to Cab, helped him to the Temple of Abadar for healing, and they were there when they heard the explosion.
You said that was around 11:30, you said? Or quarter
Uh,
to?
The attack on them happens. Yeah, it would have been around 11:30 that it happened, I think.
Sure.
Which was the same time that I was making my closing statements, says Alissa. 11:30 was the end of the party. We were all supposed to ride home together in the carriage. We had there were a lot of well-wishers. The event had gone so well. There were some final well-wishers, some final people that had decided to place orders. Given all that's been going on the past year with the Rising Suns bandits, it was really important that we got those orders. So I said that I would stay behind. Mother volunteered to stay and help me. We sent the boys home, and we asked them to send the carriage back when after they got home, and they never made it home.
Somebody has zoomies.
So, hold on. Attack of Cal
Yeah,
was at 11?
11:30 approximately.
When Revan make his scene?
That was about a quarter after 9. It was a couple hours before.
And then carriage attack like midnight?
Shortly after midnight, yeah, right around midnight.
Okay. That weird.
Captain Bren, did anyone examine your gauntlets or anything like that after the attack?
Uh, Jared asked to see them after. He said that they should be safe to wear. I washed them off. They were to do my job. We had split up into groups. Eventually, Warden Merle arrived on the scene. We split up into a couple of search parties. He led one group. I led another group. There was another group that kept the scene secured, and then there was a fourth group there was another group that took the survivors to the temple.
Of course.
And
Right.
eventually we made it to the temple as well. When no one came back for us, says Alissa, we decided we would walk to the temple since it was close. And we found Cab there. Yeah, we didn't know what happened. We might have heard the explosion. It sounded like distant thunder to us.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Was Cab injured in the attack on it?
No, he wasn't. His brother absorbed most of the hits.
What happened to a demon? Or devil?
Bren says it's the attack. So it attacked them. It was in an urban area. It was loud. Cab was calling for the guards. There happened to be a couple guards nearby who came to reinforce Merle. Lights started popping on. The demon just vanished. Merle said that there was a smell of sulfur after it just like vanished in a puff of flame smoke.
Right.
So I
Not
guess it
killed, though.
teleported. Is that the
You
right
know-
term?
Yeah. You don't kill though? It didn't die?
No, it did not.
Hmm.
That I'm aware of, and we haven't seen it since.
Of course not. Sounds like it was summoned.
That's the running theory, is that it was summoned.
Right. Okay. Any other questions, or should we start the tour?
Scott, does any of this just ring wrong as like that's not how that works, or that's not how?
Knowledge
It
religion.
does to me as a player.
Give me a religion roll.
Okay.
Ooh, I can make rolls.
Ah, sweet.
If you're trained, you can make it.
I can't I make rolls based on my feat that I have?
I think I'm gonna wait until we get an eyewitness description before I.
Yeah, if you have a feat that lets you, you can. Or if you have a situational thing. That's a good roll.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
maybe
is.
I don't need to, I don't think.
So the biggest problem with summoning devils, at least in second edition, is things are pretty confined to spell lists now. Summoning angels and demons is entirely a divine spell list thing.
And he's not a divine caster.
It is not a wizard thing. Wizards can summon undead, they can summon constructs, but they don't have like summon outsider spells that
Or
you are
about
aware of.
scroll or rod or some sort of other magical item.
Run with demon summoning.
We can just throw that in there. Wands and such are possible, but generally it has to be from your spell list. It has to be a spell that you're capable of. Not necessarily. So with a wand, you don't have to be capable of casting it. There's nothing that says a first level character can't get a heightened 8th level fireball wand and cast it. That's possible. Not even a chance of error.
Wait, but is there such a thing as a
you-
summon demon wand?
There is.
Oh,
However, it would have to be on his spell list
okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
for it to work.
Which is
Unless there's
not.
a way to trick magic item.
Or a way to trick magic item. That is, there are ways to do that.
Hmm.
But generally, at least if he is taking the blame for summoning this devil to take care of those 2 Thornfields, well, he took care of the others. That's from what you know of Revan and his abilities. That's not something he should be able to do. He would have had to have an accomplice, or somehow the devil would have had to be there beforehand.
And we haven't ruled out the idea of an accomplice or anything like that, obviously.
Well, double could do both. Yes, if it go bloop, 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 blinky blinky.
Blinky, blinky.
We don't know what kind of devil it is. We should probably get something from one of the 2 witnesses before
Yeah.
we figure that out.
So we kind of covered a lot of the information that I had on the tour. Are there any maps you want me to bring up? Do you want me, you've seen the fairground map, you've already been there. Do you want me to bring up the fairground map?
I don't know if there's
Or is
anything
there anything
pertinent
you
there,
want
is
to
there?
do there? It's just an empty
Yeah.
field, basically.
The only sticking point Gar would have is like the bard directly told him he saw them putting handcuffs on Revan.
He
And
did say that he
then-
followed them, like they were drug away from the crowd, and then they put the manacles on.
Okay, then who else would be able to have maybe saw that? I wonder.
Merle was there?
Probably Merle and the 2 guards, who are apparently
The 2
dead.
guards are dead,
So
right?
Merle would have been theoretically the only other witness.
Okay, but we don't have him around.
He's somewhere.
We haven't talked to him.
The only thing we have is we kind of got Captain Bren to volunteer to bring us out to that spot where the burned guards are found.
Oh yeah, right.
So, whatever we find there, I don't know if there's a map for that.
Believe it or not, I did not create a map for that because I didn't think we'd get to it tonight.
That's all right. You could
That's
just describe
hysterical.
it.
I could try to find real quick a map of a forest
Yeah.
clearing. I bet I could
Yeah,
find
that's
one.
fine.
No, we don't get a map for that.
I have like statistics for you to roll. I just don't have anything to show you. So
Yeah.
Sure.
um,
Maybe the map of the town itself, because that kind of helps.
sure, I can do that. Activate. Okay. So we have Fairgrounds here at D.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That is where most of the events of the night happened. You don't know where Cab's house is at the moment. The blast site is over here.
What?
It is probably like a mile-ish away from the, maybe mile and a half away from the fairgrounds.
Where is it? I didn't see.
It's B on the map.
Well, that's where the carriage got burned, right?
Yeah, that's the carriage.
No, where were
The
the
blast
guards killed? Where he woke up in the middle of the woods or something?
Oh, okay. That would be. hang on
That's
just
what
a
we were
second.
talking about, wasn't it?
Yep, that's where we wanted to go to.
Okay, my mistake. So I will just reveal that on the map because she can tell you. E is where the guards were found dead.
That's
So
not
kind
that
of
far
right
away.
in the middle of that forest, straight east of the fairgrounds.
It doesn't seem that far away. I don't know how big this town is, but
Yeah, so if you followed the road, it's about a mile and a half to go from D to B. If it was a direct line, it would be shorter than that. But yeah, D to E, where the guards were found, that's maybe half a mile.
yeah, it's not that bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Can we visit that site?
Sure. we can
We
take
got
it back.
Captain Bren to bring us there.
Yeah, you guys start trekking out. You come out of the Holy Calfling. They do make a stop by the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And so she shows you where the events happened, where she saw the conflict happen, where her brother was standing. So she shows you a few of those things.
Okay.
And then she stays with the carriage and a couple guards while Bren takes you into the woods. It's not terribly thick woods. These are mature trees. It's made as more of like a privacy windbreak. They're still not a quarter mile thick, but there's some trees there for sure. And they bring you to sort of a little clearing in the trees. And there's a couple burn marks on the ground where grass has started growing again. And that's about all that you see there.
Sure. Can we take a closer look at that examination risk? You wanna or
Yeah. Do we smell garlic? Do we see any burn marks on trees? All that other jazz, I suppose, right?
Sure.
yeah, what kind of burn marks are we looking at here?
Give me your set of well, actually, so if you're trying to identify the types of burn mark, it's probably either an alchemy lore or a craft check. If you are just trying to see what you can see, that would be a perception check, DM blind.
All right. I'll just do perception. I'm also
I'm
trying to
It's
gonna try
pretty easy to
craft,
see
actually.
where the fire hits. There's no perception check needed. But if you wanted to look for any other clues or anything, that would be a perception check.
Yeah, I want to smell around and maybe if we can find some more of that yellow stuff, that weird yellow stuff, maybe all that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try craft because I trust Gar's senses.
Sure. Would you like to spend a hero point on that craft check, Jesse?
I would, in fact, like to. Yes.
I would recommend it.
Let's say I already done the thing, and I'm gonna re-roll that, right?
Be blind.
That's how it works? So whatever happened, happened.
All right. So we'll take care of you of risk first. So you're looking at this. The damage seems very consistent with Alchemist's Fire to you. There's very clear splash marks. There's a little area of the clearing near there that it's interrupted, probably where Revan was laying and got splashed. There's sort of areas like that. But your guess would be Alchemist's Fire. You don't notice the smell of, and anyone else that's checking, there isn't the smell of garlic here like there was at the blast site.
And now that you say that, I remember that the burns he had on himself were consistent with being splat.
So it's got more of that, like, sulfur petroleum of Alchemist's Fire.
Gar, you rolled a 24. You do not smell sulfur either.
Okay.
By the way, is sulfur part of the Alchemist's Fire smell? While we're on the...
I don't think
Give
so.
me another craft check.
Okay. I also have Alchemist's Fire on me.
You do.
I don't think
This
you want to
is
break it
the-
open though.
Like, just a moment of... Ooh!
Exposure to air is what
Yeah.
ignites it, so you don't want.
Oh, no, I shouldn't do that. That'd be bad.
I would
Oh,
advise
You
not
forgot, though.
opening
You
it.
just gotta
And
go.
then I set my head on fire. And my next character...
Just inhales the fire.
Yeah, it's liquid as long as it's sealed within its bottle.
No,
but
let's
as
keep
soon
it
as
sealed. Let's go
breaks,
with that.
It ignites.
Let's do that thing.
Are you sure you don't want to throw it on yourself just to see what?
Just
It burns.
All right, so you know that there are different ways of making it. You remember Revan saying that his particular formula
Mhm.
he learned through the Church of
Course he did.
Asmodeus, and they use sulfur.
Of course they
You
do.
know that is not, it is not necessarily a rare ingredient in it, but there are other ways to make it that would have different ingredients that do the same thing.
Interesting.
So depending on the crafter, the effect is going to be the same. It's going to do the same amount of damage, but the
Sure.
formula that was used might be
I
different.
like, by the way,
between
Judgy Cat is judgy there.
So that's interesting because I think we got from Nelv that there was the smell of sulfur when Revan was making his alchemist fire, right?
You sure do remember that. He had to
Yes.
have a talk with Revan. It was the only time he had to talk to him because the
And
Yeah.
smell of sulfur stunk.
And he actually said that it was calming. I remember that. Right?
Yeah.
But-
Revan said that was the reason that he used that formula.
But there's no sign of
It's more of a...
there's no sign of sulfur in the alchemist fire here.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been a couple weeks since the assassination attempt. It's hard to say if the smell would have stuck around, but
yeah, but we smelled
there-
sulfur on the other, like where the carriage burned, right?
you smelled a garlic smell.
Oh, garlic.
We've
Garlic
had...
sulfur, yeah,
we
that's right.
actually... we are actually dealing with 3 different smell profiles here.
Right.
Now there was
There is
the spot-
garlic.
Mhm.
There is sulfur. There is what I'm going to call here not sulfur.
There was the spot that Revan said that he had thrown the bottles. If you could find that site, you could maybe compare it if there was a smell of sulfur there
True.
versus this spot.
Yeah. Been a while, but yes.
Yeah.
Well, do we
so
have-
if there is a smell of sulfur there that happened before his arrest, so this place should theoretically also hold the smell of sulfur if it was one of his
Right.
alchemist fires.
Which could potentially prove that it wasn't one of his alchemist fires that was thrown.
It could, as long as he doesn't have an alternate formula in his formula book for alchemist fire.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have access to that book?
We do. We will.
We do.
You
We
will
also
have
we
access
also have
to
the
it. Right now, it's
analysis
just
by
in-
local alchemists.
Yeah, we don't have it right now, but it is an evidence item.
It is in the
Okay.
evidence locker, and you could have access to it as his defense team. So you could review it to see what formulas he had.
It's a path. I don't know to what.
Well, we're still on the first day.
Second, right?
We're fine. Or
Oh, I suppose technically the first full day, right?
First full day. Yeah.
Yeah.
You started on the clock last night.
Yeah. Okay.
all right. Are the manacles here, or were they taken in? I don't remember.
You do not see any sign of manacles here,
Okay.
and it was not on the evidence list.
Mm.
Right.
So somehow the manacles have disappeared. You do a pretty thorough search of the clearing. Gar smells around. So Gar, with your enhanced sense of smell,
Yep.
you would be able to detect things that maybe most other people couldn't. That smells will hold a little bit longer for you. You can detect more faint traces, and yeah, you're positive there's no sulfur smell here, and there's no garlic smell here.
Okay. How about Revan smell?
No, it's been too far.
Too long? Okay. Yeah. When we go back to the fairgrounds, I want to kind of weave a bit and just kind of take my time looking for dropped manacles somewhere in that path between here and the fairgrounds, because that's the path they would have taken in theory.
Okay. So you want to wander from E to D?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Is everyone else going with him?
Yep.
No one's staying here? Okay. Sounds
I don't
good.
know if manacles are significant, but they disappeared, and that's weird.
They have disappeared. It is weird. Okay, so go ahead and give me another blind perception check, please.
Can I assist him? Is that possible? I don't know
Yes,
how
it
this
is. First of
Dang.
all, why don't you roll yours? You need a 15 at least.
I would like to assist as well.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your perceptions, and I will tell you if you assist or not. That is an assist, so
I'm gonna use a hero
that
point.
is okay.
I think I know that much, that was not great. So
Yep, and you can add an additional +2.
Okay. Hold on. There's like a way to like right click and reroll and keep.
Yeah, reroll with hero point.
Reroll using a hero point. There we go. Reroll using a hero point. That was better at least. Okay.
A little better, yep. Okay. That is much better, actually. And so does that include the +2?
No,
Okay.
that's just my base roll. I
So
didn't
it would
add
be
any.
2 higher than
Yeah.
that. You follow along the path, and you do not find you kind of do like a little weaving pattern as you're going. Since it's a group, you kind of fan out so that you can see
Yep.
each other.
Maybe
and-
trying to smell the smell of metal that
Yep.
and whatever.
And you find a couple. There's a couple bottles of wine, empty bottles of wine that you find. There's an old nail that you find out there, just kind of sticking in the ground, but you don't find any manacles anywhere along the path.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And you get back to the fairgrounds.
Yep.
Do you want to go see Cab's house next?
Sure. Just after we sort of confirm what direction Revan or Merle dragged Revan off in. Was he dragged back roughly in the direction of the Temple of Abadar, or was he dragged?
He was dragged east, is what the gnome said, which would be roughly where he ended up.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So H is where Cab's house is. It's this little cluster of houses here. And
Risk. Can you look around for a good sniper position from here? Maybe if someone was sustaining a spell.
Yeah.
I think
Take a look.
sustaining a spell and sniper would have the same need.
Yeah, I'm gonna check, like the nice man said. I'm gonna do a quick check. I don't know what this requires
Mhm.
for if I was gonna snipe someone who was in this position, where around here would I place myself?
Okay, so you guys pull up in the there's a carriage and a wagon. You guys hop out. So as far as places, this walled yard is his house. Um, if you zoom in on the map right in front of the gate,
Mm-hmm.
you may notice like little hoof prints.
Oh hey, I remember them from the first time around.
You would say probably as far as sniping positions go, there aren't a lot of trees in this section of town. You would probably take up position on one of the roofs, or maybe like over here. There's kind of a little alley, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
right in
I see
here.
it. I see
Um,
it.
if
Right where the
if you
hooves
were
are
a
coming from?
spellcaster and you didn't need like height or anything like that, that would do just as well. You'd have a good shot, a good view of the gate.
Yeah, we're just looking at matching LOS, right?
Mhm.
Just
Yep. So definitely there's a few spots around this house that could give you a view of the front gates.
What happened here again? What is this where it was attacked?
Thinking
This
that's where
is-
it was summoned from.
Yep. So this spot here where the little hoof prints are, you can see that there's actually burn marks in the road that are hoof prints, like they were on fire. It looks like it kind of charged forward and then made it to the gate, kind of made a little turn, sort of a U-turn right before the gate. Yeah, that's what you notice. But they are cloven hoof prints. That seem to be like a medium-sized creature.
How does it smell around here?
Give me a GM blind perception check with your senses.
Sure.
This is gonna be a reach, but what kind of devil can has hooves like this and is about this size?
Give me a
And smells like garlic.
Yeah. We don't know that it smells like garlic. I'll throw that in.
Okay. So Gar, you catch just the faintest whiff of like brimstone
Brimstone.
around the hoof prints.
A different smell. Not sulfur, not
It's-
garlic.
It's
Brimstone.
sulfurish. It's very close to sulfurish.
But does it smell like the other sulfur we've been
It
smelling?
does it does not.
Not
It
quite.
has like a unique tinge to it.
Okay.
Should I
There's-
re-roll? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I would probably reroll. That is much better.
And then I don't know if I could use the same perception. If I could, that'd be great. I also wanted to, because Scar is Gar, lick the footprint.
All right. You look at it. It tastes. It's more scorch marks on the stone. It doesn't necessarily have a taste. You smell or you taste the dirt and dust on the road.
Yeah,
primarily.
not like the powder or anything though. Like the.
So Cario,
Mhm.
this would be a devil that matches that description. It's called a Vordine.
Oh, what?
A Vordine devil. Vordine. They
Okay.
are more or less the basic infantry of hell. And they have an ability that they can light their hooves on fire and it catches the ground where they run on fire. They can shut it off if they want to.
So this thing purposely left flame marks in the concrete for some reason. Then
well,
It did.
How
the
skilled of a caster would you need to be to summon one of those?
You did roll it pretty skilled. It's a 5th level creature. So A first level summon fiend spell will get you a -1 level, and each level you go up after that increases it by 1. So a second level, cast at second level or second rank, it would give you a
this would be
0
a
level
s-
demon.
So this
So
would be
that's like
like a
7th
7th
level.
rank?
Yeah,
A 7th rank
7th
spell.
rank, roughly.
If you're summoning one, yeah.
If you're
If we're
summoning.
summoning one.
Mm.
Interesting.
That sounds like a lot. I don't know.
That's a pretty powerful spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of spellcasters around that can throw that around. Maybe the Dark Bishop, possibly, in Logos could do it.
Assuming it was summoning, but yeah.
Assuming it was summoning. There's other ways to get devils here. They're harder to do. But usually they can be more permanent if you can actually bring it here. Normally with a summon, you get them for a short period of time. It's easy to do. You cast a quick spell, they pop up, they serve you for X amount of time, or for a short window of time, and then they go back to the plane that they came from, or
Mhm.
until
And
they
this,
kill.
again, may be a bit of a stretch. Can these Vordine devils teleport?
Yeah, we'll say that you know that as well. They can for a limited distance. They can't teleport like miles away, but they can teleport a short distance. It's kind of like a dim door effect, so to speak, if we were to call it
Got it.
first edition.
There was maybe enough chaos around at the time that if somebody else saw the creature elsewhere, they might have they would have noted that. Most likely. I mean, it was late.
Probably it could. It is a medium-sized creature. It's got pretty good-sized horns. It's got a tail. It could theoretically put on a really bulky cloak and walk around town with a really voluminous hood. However, it's June. Um, uh, that is going to bring its own little bit of attention probably to be that bundled up.
Right.
You could theoretically disguise yourself. There's also magic, I suppose. Someone could cast some sort of illusion on it to hide it. They themselves don't have any ability to disguise themselves.
And
you're aware.
Vordines don't strike me as the type of devil that care much about subtlety.
They're not really subtle, no, at all. They're
Well, but
not
it was
known-
also like 11:30 at night. How many people
Yeah. That's also true.
could ask around? Hey, did you see like this freaky devil running around outside out there?
I think it's so. I think it's been a couple of weeks. If somebody had seen something like that, they would have mentioned it by this point.
Didn't think so, but
Hopefully.
no.
I don't know. Maybe having a devil outside your house, maybe you don't want to call attention to it. You don't want it to come back and find you.
Don't ask, don't tell.
These are also people that live next to Cabernet Thornfield, so they're probably used to all kinds of weird sounds. Strange thing.
Did the attack occur out here, or did it occur inside the estate?
It happened out here. So Cab was at the gate opening it up, and Merle was a few steps behind. According to Merle's report, the devil ran between them with the wall of fire.
Wall of fire.
He was trying to divide them. Merle had some burn wounds. He jumped through it. It went after Cab first, probably because he was unarmed. It'd be the easier prey. Maybe he's worried it was a spellcaster. I don't know.
But Cab was unharmed.
Yes, his brother jumped to his defense in time.
Can wall of fire scorch both sides, or does it have to be directed in this system?
That's a great question. It's not a true wall of fire effect. So with this particular effect, the burning hoof prints ability, any creature on the ground that enters a square with burning hoof prints or begins its turn in one takes fire damage.
Okay, so
it's-
Oh, so it was
sides.
his actual hoof prints that created the.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah, they
okay.
were like tall.
All right, so it was an innate ability, not an
Yes,
actual spell.
it wasn't a spell. It was an innate ability that can, or a supernatural ability.
and Merle got burned when he jumped through.
He did.
And then it what? Then it half-assed tried to kill a couple people and then teleported away for no reason, or what? Like,
It made the first strike towards Cabernet. Merle battled it. From my conversations with Merle, it wasn't an even fight. His sword, the beast's skin was really tough. He wasn't able to, it was shrugging off some of the damage he was dealing it. Merle was not shrugging off the damage that it was doing with its pitchfork, with its trident.
but then it just left.
Cab was calling for help during this. He was stumbling away. There happened to be a couple guards in the area that came to the assistance. Cab likely would not have survived, or sorry, Merle likely would not have survived the assault if those other two guards hadn't shown up to change the equation a little bit. He was in really rough shape when he made it to the temple.
Were the other two guards injured at all, or did it
Light
focus
light
attention-
injuries.
Light
yes.
injuries.
The sounds of battle. Merle was able to keep it busy for for a little bit, and the guards showed up. Lights started popping on at that time, and it decided to cut its losses, I guess, and run. Or maybe its duration ran out. I don't know. Something happened and it just vanished. But the wounds were very real. You could talk to banker Abadius about that. Anything else you want to look at here?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right. And you kind of you heard the story at the blast site. You want to go back to the blast site map? Yes, no, maybe. I guess most of you didn't see it. We showed it when Risk was doing his exploration, but
Sure. Random question. What's that small shed on his property? On
it
Kev's
looks like
property?
a little gardening shed. You can see over the
Gardening
wall.
shed.
This is a short wall, so you can see over it. It looks like some kind of gardening shed.
When we don't have company out, we may discuss this further.
All right. Let's go back to the blast site.
Oh yeah.
What side of the tree is that burned? Yeah, that hit the worst?
It is the front side of the
This right
tree.
here, okay.
Yep.
Just making sure it didn't like hit from this direction here and splatter past it.
No, it looks like the source of the blast was somewhere in the center of this area, maybe. There are, you notice some other singed parts of grass, which isn't really reflected on here, but Bren can tell you that those are pieces of the carriage that were flung away from the blast site.
Is there any reason to believe at all that it may not have been the Duke and his son that were in the carriage?
It's the Baron. It's very specifically the Baron's carriage, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's the Thornfield's private carriage. He was seen getting into it. There's always room for shenanigans. It was late at night. Possibly they could have gotten out and swapped with someone else partway through the ride. If this was some kind of attempt to fake his death,
Right.
it's possible.
Because the
but-
bodies weren't identifiable, is that true?
They were pretty badly burned and in multiple pieces.
Okay.
It didn't say that they were blown to tiny itty bitty bits, just that they were not whole.
How tall is the grass to the south?
Not terribly. It's a couple 3 inches tall, probably.
Okay.
You would be hard pressed to like lay in it and be concealed.
Yeah, I just
What
know
did
if
you
I-
just say, Scott? You'd be hard pressed to what?
Lay in it and be concealed. Like it's
I
not tall
thought you
enough
said
that
something
it'll
about laying an egg, and I was like,
You would be
It would
hard pressed to
also-
lay an egg.
You
I
would
would
be
be
hard
very
pressed to
hard
lay an
pressed
egg
to
there.
lay an egg. I've never laid an egg in my life, but maybe Scott has.
We all have our secrets, I guess.
Well, Scott does have chickens, so maybe that's a phrase that he uses. It'd be hard to lay an egg in there.
It is not, in fact.
It is not.
Just often
No, not really.
can confirm. Do not ever say that. So
It's not a phrase at your house.
nope.
Where would the gate guards be?
They would be up. So there's the pass that goes west and east.
Yep.
That's the road that leads to and from Redmane. This path that leads north, that goes up to Redmane Manor. So they were off the map a little ways to the north.
So Scott, when I asked about where, like, what I'm asking when I say what makes you think this was them, did they find what evidence did they find that made them think these bodies, other than they were seen getting in the carriage? Were there
Okay. So this
things
is a question you're
found?
asking.
That's an actual question that she's asking, yes.
Okay.
Uh,
I thought you were asking the GM.
like,
No,
was
I'm
the
asking-
ring found on them? You know,
Yeah,
like,
like
Yeah.
what? I'm not even gonna lead the witness. I'm just gonna ask the general question of what made them think these were these bodies.
So aside from them being seen getting into the carriage, like the pieces were badly burned, um, but the dimensions were roughly accurate. There, we were able to find all the pieces of everyone. They weren't, like I said, they weren't scattered across the countryside.
Right.
Um, they each had the ring of Abadar's blessing.
Mhm.
That was still intact on both of their fingers. We did check when we went to Logos to get them resurrected. We did confirm that they were their rings. Those are the main ways that we know. They haven't shown
Okay.
up since.
Right, right. But I mean, this could be an elaborate kidnapping where they've kidnapped them and they're being held somewhere and they were replaced by someone else to make it look like they're dead.
Please tell me you're not saying this in front of Alissa.
No, I'm saying that I'm saying that character wise. To you. Well, like, no. No, I'm just saying, like, that's a thing I'm thinking.
Wow, you've played as much Shadowrun as I have.
Also, I've played some Scoticus and shenanigans and also shenanigans.
There.
So it was the two bodies in the carriage, the driver, the two guards, and the two horses that were leading the carriage. All were dead,
Yep.
killed in the blast.
How intact was the carriage when you got here? Was it in multiple pieces? I mean, was it
It
even
was
standing on all four wheels?
it was yeah, it had been blasted. It looks like the carriage absorbed a lot of the shock, but it had blown it into pieces. The carriage itself was a raging inferno of orange white fire.
When you looked at, I'm going to ask a question here.
Mhm.
When you looked at the carriage and you looked at the damage that had been done,
Mhm.
did it look like the focus of that damage had been within the volume of the carriage itself?
It looks like it was something that was outside and like smoked the carriage to the side on the side. It was on its side and in pieces
Okay. And it looked like it hit it from like the south, right?
from the north.
Oh, from the north.
Yes, this side.
Okay.
The wagon
know
was
what?
on its side over here.
Oh, it was on side over there. Oh, okay. All right. No, that's good to know. That's good to know.
And just as a note to make sure that we Americans are generally everyone drives on the left side of the road because most people are right-handed and it's easy to grab your sword. So it would have been on the north side of the road here as it was driving home because it was coming from Redmane.
Right.
So it would have been driving on the left side of the road.
Okay, so it would have come from. It would have come from right
How tall is the henge?
Yeah.
It's about 3 feet tall.
Okay. So you could definitely duck behind it and then throw over it.
You certainly could. There is the gargantuan fountain complex behind it as well, which provides some noise cover as well. Like there's not going to be the sound of snapping twigs, probably. It'll become that.
Probably not throwing from the fountain, though. That's pretty far.
That would be a
Could throw-
3-point throw.
Could cast fireball from there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're dealing with that.
No.
I'm gonna check around the fountain, see if there's anything that was missed.
Okay. Give me a GM blind perception check, please.
Sure. Got it. One more hero point if it's worth throwing at it.
You might want to throw it on there.
Ruh-roh. Ah,
That's better.
like it.
You search around, you kind of walk along the pathways. Aside from noticing sort of a sculpted longsword in that center fountain that's sticking out of the top, there's not a whole lot to see here. It didn't leave any footprints here. You don't see anything in the water that was discarded by whoever did this.
No pouch or anything like that.
No
Left behind.
pouches or anything like that. No.
And the longsword is sculpted as part of the fountain.
It appears to be a real longsword, and it's like inserted up there. You don't know if it's just designed to look like a longsword or if it's truly a longsword. You get the impression as you're examining it with your 22 that this is actually a shrine to Iomide and functions and such. The clear geometrical lines, kind of the order that's imposed in all the shapes, its symmetry, the longsword that's up there, kind of in the center. You get the impression that this is indeed maybe a place of worship or meditation for a worshiper of Iomide.
I step out. Don't want to ruin it. Susan, you did
Yes.
send a message at some point while we were talking. In your ear, you hear Cario say, "I think your new friends followed us."
My new friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Friends.
We have friends?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever you were talking to
Oh, okay.
has been
like-
following us. So
Alright.
you definitely led them directly to us.
That's okay.
Whoever they
I know who they are, and I'm not worried about who they are.
That's great.
All right.
That's good.
That's good.
So if
I'm glad
we're
you're
And
not
you should be
paranoid.
very grateful that I did not make the rolls to detect them.
Threat neutralized.
Oh yeah, no. Risk's whole protocol here is to make shit simpler with a gun.
Kari, I'll have a conversation with you about that later. And
Yeah,
why I'm not
we'll have to talk about when we have less company.
good
Any,
plan.
anything else that you want to ask them about the site? I think we've pretty much gone through all of the crime scene tours and we've asked your questions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you are good, I think this is a good place to end for the night. Well, thanks everybody. Have a good night, and
All
we'll
right.
talk to you in a couple weeks.
All right, sounds good.
Via con
Later.
Dios.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.